For 5 years, Tesla burned billions of dollars on the 4,680 battery, Elon Musk's single biggest investment, one the entire industry considered impossible. But on January 28th, everything changed. What made Elon reverse the odds overnight? Elon just revealed a secret plan Tesla had kept hidden for half a decade, one that promises to cut battery costs by an additional 30% across its entire vehicle lineup. What is that plan? And when will Tesla vehicle prices drop accordingly? Today, let's analyze every link in the chain. From the lithium mine to the finished battery cell, the Tesla 4680 is not a conventional EV battery. It is a new generation cylindrical cell designed and manufactured entirely by Tesla itself, no longer dependent on Panasonic or LG as before. The man behind this turning point is Elon Musk, alongside Bon Eggleston, Tesla's vice president of 4680 battery development. So, when did they choose to reveal it? On the 28th of January 2026, Tesla released its Q4 and full fiscal year 2025 financial update letter to investors. Within that document, the company confirmed an achievement the entire battery industry had considered impossible for the better part of half a decade. That same day, Bon Eggleston posted a brief message on X, just 5 words, but 5 words that shook the entire industry. Both electrodes use our dry process. Where did this entire revolution take place? At Giga Texas in Austin, at Giga Nevada, and at one more critical link, the lithium refinery in Robstown, Texas. These are the 3 points on the American map that Elon Musk chose to build his battery empire. But specifically, what did Tesla do with these links in the chain? The answer lies in a concept Elon has pursued for 20 years, one with a very technical sounding name, but actually very simple: vertical integration. The way traditional automakers operate is entirely familiar. Toyota, Ford, and General Motors buy batteries from outside suppliers, install them into vehicles, and sell them to customers. They do not control lithium mines. They do not refine raw materials. They do not manufacture battery cells. Everything depends on a global supply chain, stretching from South Korea and Japan all the way to China. Tesla wanted to do the exact opposite. They wanted to control every single link, from raw rock buried deep in the Texas earth to a finished battery cell rolling off the line at Giga Nevada. How do those 4 links connect? Everything begins with lithium mining and refining, then moves to cathode production, the battery's positive electrode, followed by manufacturing the 4680 cell itself, and finally assembling the battery pack that integrates into the vehicle chassis. Every link is handled by Tesla. Every facility belongs to Tesla. Every dollar of cost sits within Tesla's control. This is no longer the strategy of an ordinary automaker. This is the strategy of an industrial empire. But why did Elon choose such a difficult path when the far easier option, buying batteries from Panasonic, LG, or CATL, was still readily available? Because of the painful lessons Tesla had already lived through before 2020. The company was almost entirely dependent on Panasonic for its Model S and Model X lineup. Batteries accounted for roughly 30% of vehicle cost, and Tesla had no control over that number. When lithium prices spiked in 2022, Tesla was forced to raise the price of the Model Y by more than $6,000 in just a matter of months. Customers were furious. Competitors were quietly pleased. The stock price went into free fall. The COVID pandemic and then the war in Ukraine shattered supply chains. Shipping containers sat stranded at ports. Materials were delayed. Every automaker suffered, and Tesla was no exception. Could a company that wanted to lead the electric vehicle revolution continue allowing its fate to rest in someone else's hands? Elon Musk answered with a single word: no. And that decision gave birth to the 4680 battery. The old way: buy cells from Panasonic and LG, install them in the car, and pray commodity prices hold stable. The new way: Tesla mines its own lithium in Texas, refines it in-house, manufactures its own cathode, produces its own cells, assembles its own packs, everything within the reach of a single company. The advantages of this new path are clear and concrete. Tesla becomes immune to global commodity price swings, immune to US, China tariffs, immune to geopolitical supply risk. Most importantly, Tesla can cut vehicle prices at any moment to stimulate demand without asking anyone's permission. That is why Tesla accepted burning billions of dollars over 5 years. But a plan is just a plan on paper. How did Tesla actually execute each step? Let's walk through the process Elon just revealed starting from the rawest raw material. Every EV battery in the world begins with one thing and one thing only: pure lithium hydroxide. Without it, there is no battery. Without a battery, there is no electric vehicle. That is an absolute rule. In the past, refined lithium had to be imported from China and Australia. Tesla placed orders, waited on delivery, and paid market price, completely reactive. So, what did Elon Musk do to break out of that situation? In 2023, Tesla broke ground on the first industrial-scale lithium refinery built by an American automaker located in Robstown, Texas. This facility converts raw spodumene rock into battery-grade lithium hydroxide, pure enough to feed directly into the cell manufacturing line. This is something no traditional automaker had ever dared attempt because lithium refining belongs to the chemical industry, not the automotive industry. Tesla broke down that boundary, and the first link in the plan was officially locked. The next step is the cathode, the battery's positive electrode. This is the most expensive component, accounting for nearly 40% of the cost of each cell. Previously, Tesla sourced cathodes from South Korea's L&F under a $2.9 billion contract signed in 2023, once regarded as a symbol of the Tesla-Korea relationship. But now, Elon wants to make it in-house. In the 28th of January 2026 update letter, Tesla confirmed it will launch domestic cathode production lines in Texas this year. In parallel, LFP lines, lithium iron phosphate batteries for its mass-market vehicles, will also begin operating at Giga, Nevada in 2026. Two different chemistries, two different production lines, but both serving one singular goal: complete independence from Asian suppliers. Link number 2. Locked. And now we arrive at the most important part, the heart of the entire plan. This is the step the entire battery industry once declared impossible. The traditional cell manufacturing process is called the wet process. Cathode material is mixed with NMP solvent, a toxic chemical, to form a liquid slurry. That slurry is coated onto aluminum foil and fed through enormous drying ovens, stretching dozens of meters in length, consuming staggering amounts of energy solely to evaporate the solvent. The entire process demands massive floor space, massive energy, massive cost, and lengthy production time. Tesla wanted to eliminate that entire system. Instead of using liquid slurry, Tesla developed what is known as a dry electrode process. Rather than mixing cathode and anode materials with solvent, Tesla compresses powdered material directly onto the electrode surface without requiring massive drying ovens. On paper, the advantages sound almost unreal. No toxic solvents, no giant drying ovens, far less factory space, far lower energy consumption, far faster manufacturing speed, and most importantly, dramatically lower battery cost. But there was one enormous problem. Nobody could make it work at scale. For years, battery engineers across the industry believed dry electrode manufacturing was theoretically possible,